Mom,
What's going on?
I like guys.
Duh! Fact is, none of ya has done the big A.
Scientifically speaking, we're all still virgins.
We just need to make a pact. We all get laid before the end of the summer.
We each need to define whether we're a top or bottom.
Well, I, for one, am 100% top. Isn't anyone bottom curious?
What are you curious about, Andy?
Get ready for the gayest,
Hey, hon, there's your cucumber. Well, I guess that's life with a gay son.
sexiest,
Like what you see, Poppy?
Indeed.
hottest,
It is such an honor to meet you without digital censorship.
Woof.
naughtiest,
Oh, what are you wearing? You mentioned water sports. Guess we wanted to take a dip.
raunchiest.
Griff finally tapped into the security system in the locker room.
Yes, we have Bush.
Most outrageous movie of the year.
It's stuck. Maybe this sex thing is just not all it's cracked up to be.
Welcome back to Queer Guru, and we're here today to talk about your 15th anniversary of your raunchy queer movie, Another Gay Movie. Can we start with asking you, in your words, to explain the story?
Good to be here. Explain the story. It's about four high school boys that make a pact to lose their anal virginity by the end of the summer. Yes, and it was like purposely kind of like a queer version of American Pie.
So, Todd, you wrote the script, so can we assume it's biographical?
This is probably
Want the truth.
well, I mean, it's more, yeah, I mean, this is probably the least me of any of my films in ways, but there's definitely pieces of me in there too. So, no, yeah, it's not directly autobiographical.
But you had a great cast that included hysterical lip syncer, Graham Norton
Yeah.
back from My Country, Dara Stevens, Scott Thompson, and four very hot new boys. Where and when did you find them?
I think we made the movie in 2005. We started auditioning in New York City, and that's where I found Michael Carbonaro and Jonah Bleckman, and also Ashley Atkinson, who plays Muffler.
Mhm.
And then the other two guys, Jonathan Chase and Mitch Morris, I found in LA. I couldn't find the right types in New York, so and we shot the film in LA. So we kind of moved the camp there and found the last two boys in LA. Yeah.
What's your favorite memory of making the movie?
It was probably the most fun I've ever had making a film. It was just, we created this like insane world where anything goes. And, you know, it was really gutsy parts that the actors played. There was like a lot of nudity and sex and raunchiness. But we all just kind of, I always say that the tagline for the movie should have been no shame, you know, because it was kind of shameless, but we also literally had no shame making it. It was set in a world where being queer was normal, and these kids just wanted like what everybody else did, which is at that age, which is to get laid. So it was kind of this amazing fantasy world of freedom, and it was just so fun to play in, you know, like everybody that I made the movie with, it's like we all held hands and just kind of jumped off a cliff together. And I just saw it again for the first time in many years the other night, and at a screening in Austin. And I mean, even I was shocked. Like, it was like, it's crazy, that movie.
So you got rave reviews and really nasty reviews.
Yes.
Is that because we expect all gay movies or queer movies to be serious and we should never have fun about sex? Why do you think the nasty ones came on board?
I felt at the time that everything had been so serious, and that it was time to finally kind of be able to laugh at ourselves, and that's a big reason I made the film. And I think honestly, some people just weren't ready to do that, to laugh at themselves, and I understand that. I remember the film premiered at Tribeca Film Festival, and after it screened, like I was went to the bathroom, and I was like in a stall, and there were two boyfriends standing next to each other, at the urinal, and one thought it was brilliant, like it was just like brilliant, and the other one thought it was like the most offensive, like piece of shit, ever made. So that was the kind of reaction that it got. It was very polarizing, but that was what my intention with it was, to really push people's buttons and kind of provoke a conversation. And I think it was like, it was very rebellious in the spirit of John Waters, who's big inspiration and idol of mine. And so I liked that some people, it's almost like you either loved it or hated it, which is kind of cool.
But you loved it enough to make a sequel, but that one people didn't like quite so much. Why was that, you think?
Right. A big part of it was that the main, not all the main cast came back. It was really interesting. They were going to, and we always knew that the guy who played Jared wasn't going to come back, but the rest of boys, like, we really developed the script together and did some readings and stuff. And two of them at the very last minute dropped out. And a lot of it was, back in the day when, people said that if you played too many gay parts, that people would think that you were gay. And a couple of these actors are gay, and they're out now, but they weren't then. So, that's where the fear crept in, that we didn't have, like when we made the first film, but it's like, what are people going to think I'm gay if I play, the part again and stuff like that. So that was a big part of it. Another part of it was that sequels just are usually never as good. But I'm proud of the film. I mean, it's also, it had RuPaul in it, and Lady Bunny, and Brent Corrigan, and like, it was also,
more real
kind
porn.
of, what's that?
Brent Corrigan, more real porn.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, he played a merman in the film, and he was brilliant. He was wonderful.
Let's go back to the original. What can we expect from a special edition? It's director's cut. What have you put back into the original film?
The main big difference is that there's a scene with Mink Stole that got cut out. And it was kind of an homage to the Coco Peru scene in the movie Trick, which I really loved.
Adore.
Because another gay movie is like spoofing a lot of queer films, So there's this really insane, crazy scene with the Griff character in Mink in the bathroom, where Mink like gives this kind of Coco Peru style, like insane monologue. And at the time, it just felt like it was a bit of a diversion, that it just didn't move the plot along. But I've always kind of regretted like cutting it, and so a different editor, one of my editors, Spencer Shilley, and I like recut it.
We're going to run the credits where you can rent or where you can buy the 15th anniversary. I was only 25 at the time, so I'll have to watch it again.
Exactly.
We couldn't let you go without mentioning your latest film, Swan Song, which I watched over and over again.
Oh my God.
You won 5 awards already, and you and the wonderful Uda Kier are nominated for Independent Spirit Awards. How fab is that?
It's amazing. I was shocked that I was nominated. Not shocked at all that Uda was. I mean, he's just so brilliant. It's like the performance of a lifetime kind of thing. So he's gotten so many amazing reviews for it, which just makes me so proud.
I said, why can't we give him an Oscar nod?
That would be nice, I wish, to me, he deserves an Oscar win, but we're a smaller movie with a smaller distributor, and so that's a real long shot. But that would be cool.
The success of Swan Song, how has that affected you going forward? Has it inspired you for your next movie?
It's a good question. I'm kind of been sitting here, in recent days trying to figure out, I have several ideas and trying to figure out which one I'm going to dive into. But I mean, it just made me realize to not be afraid to tell like a personal story again. And so it really inspired me to, believe in myself and really put my heart out there, which I was kind of reluctant to do for a while.
Yeah.
So,
and I think you should take credit for the fact of you using, how do I put this without offending people? You're using established real actors who add such meat to these parts as well. It's a great.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, they really respond, they didn't do it for the money. Clearly it was a pretty low budget film, but they really responded to the script. And I was, to have Jennifer Coolidge and Michael Urie and Linda and Udo and, it was like Christmas, it was amazing.
Well, good. It's good that you're joining. And we've got all our digits crossed until the Indie Spirit Awards are announced soon.
Yeah.
And I look forward to seeing you in whatever you do next.
Awesome. Thank you for always being so supportive. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
We all get laid before the end of the summer.
We each need to define whether we're top or bottom.
Well, I, for one, am 100% top. Isn't anyone bottom curious?
What are you curious about, Andy?
Get ready for the gayest,
Hey, Hunt, there's your cucumber. Well, I guess that's likely the gay son.
sexiest,
Like what you see, Poppy?
Indeed.
hottest,
It is such an honor to meet you without digital censorship.
Woof.
naughtiest,
What are you wearing? You mentioned water sports. Guess we wanted to take a dip.
raunchiest,
Griff finally tapped into the security system in the locker room.
Yes, we have Bush.
most outrageous movie of the year.
It's stuck.
Maybe this sex thing is just not all it's cracked up to be.
Did you ever, get to third base?
Yeah,
What's it feel?
like warm.